Hello everybody, it's Charlie again, and I'm currently playing Robocop Rogue City. And this will be another replay review in 2024 of a game that I thoroughly enjoyed, guys. So I'm very happy to do the review. But yeah, other than that, let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. What's up, guys? I'm back for another replay review. As you can see, legendary franchise, or from a legendary franchise, the great Robocop. Finally a game worthy of praise, in my opinion. Absolutely enjoy it. As you can see, the environments are spectacular, but you gotta get in there and do some police work, if you know what I'm saying, because police work is the most important thing there is to Robocop. But anyways, they're bothering this guy. It's just an example I wanted to put up. I'm trying not to spoil any of the game because it's something you guys need to experience. It's pretty interesting. It does have dialogue options whenever pedestrians are getting out of hand or something crazy is happening, as well as parking tickets and stuff like that. You guys will see. I don't want to spoil any of it, but obviously I chose the option to destroy the radio. I just thought it would be funny, and it was just the funniest option. I don't know what the other options do. I will be playing a new game plus. Obviously, I beat the game on my channel. I have a full playlist if you guys want to check that out. This game uses Unreal 5, and it is glorious. You're gonna see here in some of the clips that the violence and the gore effects are insane. There's a lot of gore, guys. There's a lot of dismemberment. You can take that option off, I believe. I don't know if it's just the blood. I don't know if it's just dismemberment. I know there's options for that. There's several. But besides that, you see the action, you grab, you can punch people. I rarely use the punch, to be honest, because I mean, I didn't see a reason for it, to be honest. And in some cases, it made things a little bit too easy in small spaces, and I don't like things that make the game easier. You know, I'm trying to get enjoyment out of it. But yes, normal mode in this game can be difficult, sometimes a little bit easy, and then sometimes you're like, what the hell? Complete spike in difficulty. It's weird. It's a weird thing. But it's totally worth playing, guys. It's an indie game made by a small studio, but they did a great job. As you can see, the environments are amazing. There is short cinematics in the game that kind of bring you into the experience, remind you of the old movies. Obviously, the 3 original films, not the 2014 one. Not that that one was that bad, but you know what I mean. The original Robocop. The original actor came back to do the voice, obviously, because you have to do that. As you can see, the environments are just glorious. Most of these clips were done in performance mode, so that should tell you something, okay? But yeah, there's 2 modes that I'll show later, but the facial animations are the one thing that I would say need work. That's where the negatives are, in my opinion. It's mostly those animations, and a few other things like a few slowdowns here and there, some FPS issues occasionally, but overall, I would have to say this is one of the best games I've played in a very long time, especially from a freaking movie franchise. Who would have thought, right? I wouldn't have, because I thought they were never going to make anything better. In fact, I was shocked. There's a variety of enemies as well, but these little cinematics here and these little dialogue explanations and stuff about the story are very important to Robocop's psyche, so they kind of let you go into the world of Robocop as well. It's not just a first-person shooter, guys. There's actually more to the game. Who would have thought, right? I really enjoyed it overall. I enjoyed the characters. Like I said, the best facial animation is Robocop's, obviously. There's some of the destructible environments because, like I said, they're using Unreal Engine 5, and that just makes the game 10 times better, okay? Obviously, this is not a AAA way of using the engine, but it does feel pretty damn close to AAA for an indie or for a small studio. And I just really enjoy the enemy variety, the gangs. There's different type of factions and enemies and people you need to talk to and people you need to stay away from. Or, let me not say stay away from, because Robocop does not care. Okay, he's a cyborg. But they get a little bit into the past of Robocop, you know, into the original movie. I have the original movie on Blu-ray. I freaking love it. And yeah, it's mostly for people that were around that era, so it's like a nostalgia trip. I do recommend it to everybody though, even if you don't care about Robocop. The way they did the gameplay, it's addicting, guys. You're gonna want to keep playing. It doesn't get repetitive. It's very enjoyable. I'm halfway through the review, and I know I'm showing you some of the awesome clips in the violence of the game and in the enjoyment of the fun of the gunplay. But I would like to tell you that I'm giving this game a 9 out of 10. Well deserved. And if it wasn't for the FPS drops and a couple other little things here and there, like the slowdowns and facial animations, it would have been a 10 out of 10. I also think there was a few misses that they could have included in the game to make it more interesting. But overall, it's a really well done game, man. I recommend that you guys should get it. I got it on special actually for $40, and it's worth every penny. Okay, I love this game. There's also investigation, so you could feel like a detective as well. You are a cop after all. You can investigate murders and other things. So I put a little bit of that in the review. You won't see it a lot in my clips. Just want to show you a lot of the addictive action. You would think it would be repetitive. Never feels repetitive, guys. There's all kinds of ways to make it, to put more variety in it. And yeah, it's just it impressed me very much because I didn't expect much from it. I saw the original preview of the game and I was like, you know, they might screw this up too. They didn't screw it up. It shocked me. It really is worth the 9 out of 10, man. Here's a skill tree. I recommend you guys focus on vitality and armor. At least that's what I did, because you'll feel more like Robocop. You know, you'll be less likely to die for one, because he can, obviously. Since they do have other means of getting to try to mess you up, like grenades, rocket launchers, you know, the works. There's other things that I'm just not going to spoil because you guys will be a little bit shocked when it happened. If you have seen my playlist, or if you haven't, I do have a playlist. If you don't want to play through the game or buy it, you can just watch it. But yeah, this one is the most complicated one. I'll figure more of this out, and I'm going to get more into it when I do, obviously, the New Game Plus, because it does have that available in the game. There's archives as well that you can get into and read about the game. There's some historical things about it that will remind you of the 3 original movies that everybody loves. Well, mostly the first 2. The third one was okay. And there's hints about the third movie as well. But anyways, this happens in between the second and third movie. As you can see as I walk in here to start some chaos, because these guys are up to no good. You could do a lot of things, okay? And the weapon variety that you pick up is quite interesting. Also, the ammo can be picked up as well. And the way things are interacted, like I said, destructible environments make everything more unique and interesting. You could combine things like throw people up in there, shoot them, or do different things, like a variety of things, you know, throw them in through a window and stuff like that. The shotgun and I think the 50 cal were probably some of my favorite additional weapons, but his main weapon, that damn gun, is amazing, guys. Okay, you can't get away from it. It's special, and you're gonna want to use it very often. As we go through here, though, you'll notice that the enemies change. It's a different faction, different enemies. There's small little things that you'll notice that it won't be as repetitive as people will assume these movie-like licenses are. Although this is not based on any movie, it's just an in-between story, which is cool because you kind of want more Robocop, you know. At least I do. After the enjoyable time I had with this game, I was very sad when it ended because it's not a very long game, but the difficulty spikes make it interesting because you're a little bit blown away and surprised of how difficult the game can actually get. Especially during the boss fights. There is boss fights that will surprise you a little bit, let's just say. Obviously, if you're a little bit good at video games or tactical, like using your environment to good use and all that, I'm sure you'll figure it out. But anyways, guys, as you go in here, there's different graphics modes, like I said, performance and quality mode, but there's also AMD frame generation that I did use for 2 videos just to see what it did. Made the game smoother in some parts, and sometimes I felt like there was a little bit of lag in my button presses. But overall, these are pretty good options, basic sound options. I recommend turning streamer mode on if you make your own videos. For obvious reasons, you don't want to get copyright, so they do have a stream mode. If not, just enjoy the soundtrack. I'm going to find out in my New Game Plus, because I won't be putting that obviously up, since there's already a whole list of that. crazy amount of options here to be reviewed and enjoyed. But yeah, a lot of cool things in the game, guys. Characters you remember, Murphy's partner, Lewis, among other characters. But yeah, 9 out of 10, guys. Well deserved. Great game, great gameplay, great graphics. Unreal Engine is amazing. And what else can I say? Get this game when you can. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe when you get a chance. And like I always say, go game.